Yeah, they'll unmute it. Hello, hello. Good morning to all of us here at Perkins, and good afternoon, good evening to our guests watching online. Welcome to this special day of celebration. It is my deepest honor to welcome you all to this graduation ceremony for the Perkins Educational Leadership Program class of 2025. I am Daniela Gisara, and I lead international partnerships here at Perkins. Just like our graduates today, I also walk this path, completing my educational leadership program 15 years ago. It was a journey that transformed me, and I know that it has also transformed you. As a proud alumna, I can say with certainty, this program is a turning point. Here, you have grown as leaders and change makers. And now you are ready to carry forward the vision of a world where every child can learn. And this reminds me of Osvaldo, a young boy with cerebral palsy from Mexico. His mom, she was looking nonstop for a school that would accept him, for a school that would believe in his potential. The doors kept closing until she met Saul, a graduate from the class of 2023. Saul welcomed Osvaldo into his school. And from that moment on, Osvaldo not only learned, he flourished. And this, my friend, is the power of one leader. And you, dear graduates, you carry that same power. You will open doors. You will lift up children like Osvaldo and many, many more. You will change lives. So today, we're here to celebrate you, to honor your dedication, your bravery, and your unwavering commitment to helping children with disabilities find their place in the world. So without further ado, let this ceremony begin.
Thank you so much, Daniela. Good morning, everyone. My name is Lisa Jacobs, and I have the honor to be the director of the Educational Leadership Program here at Perkins. On behalf of the ELP team, Samantha Ely, Dina Fiore, and myself, we welcome you all here today to be part of this exciting day, ELP Graduation. Today, I'd like to share a few words about this amazing group of leaders in front of you today on the stage. We all know Helen Keller, right? One of the famous alumni from Perkins. And you may all have heard one of her most famous quotes. Alone, we can do so little. Together, we can do so much. This quote captures the spirit of this group of international scholars. This group of international scholars from Argentina, Bhutan, Croatia, Costa Rica, India, Iran, Kenya, Mexico, and the Philippines. From the moment they arrived on campus, they ate all of their evening meals together. They went and they worked out in the Perkins gym together. They traveled around New England together. They made all their major decisions together. They collaborated peacefully and respectfully, allowing everyone to have a voice. It has been a gift for me to watch this group grow in these leadership skills, acknowledging each other and being collaborative all the time, respecting and celebrating all differences. Truly practicing what our beloved leader, Superintendent Ed Basso, calls leading with love. The future of this incredible group is bright. They are returning home with new energy, ideas, innovation, and leadership skills that will support the development of educational programs for children with multiple disabilities, low vision, and deafblindness. These ELPs believed, alone you can do so little, together you can do more. And that is exactly what they have shown us all. Together we can do more. Together we all can do more. The ELP team wishes you all the best in your transition back home and success in your professional endeavors. But please remember, everyone in this room and the Perkins community online, that we are here to support your work as you create a world where everyone belongs. Congratulations, ELP class of 2025. And now I'd like to introduce the secondary chorus, who will be performing Hey, What a Gorgeous Day.
Why not take this moment? Baby, let's find out. See, out. Let's really see. What a gorgeous day. Lots of sun to light my way. No, it's just the soft spring. I'll do what. Let's do what. We'll do what we We'll do what we please.
Thank you so much, secondary chorus. Good morning, Perkins. Let's try that again. Good morning, Perkins. Good morning. I'm Katie Holland, Executive Director of International Programs, and I'd like to start by reading a greeting from Senator Elizabeth Warren. We are grateful you chose Boston as part of your academic and professional journey. It's always exciting to see the impact that bright, driven individuals like you have on our community. Wishing you continued success in all that lies ahead. Elizabeth Warren directed those words at the graduating class, but I think they apply to us all this morning. So welcome, and thank you for being with us. As you all know, the Educational Leadership Program is really where Perkins' international work began. So today we're part of a long legacy, actually 105 years of Perkins, teachers, staff, trustees, corporators, volunteers, sharing our expertise with our colleagues around the world and learning also from our colleagues around the world. This is part of Perkins' DNA. I think we all know that Perkins is the first school for the blind in the United States. It's the second in the world. And so to have the idea of what Perkins could look like, you know, in international programs, we talk a lot about the importance of models because we believe that human beings just have an awfully hard time imagining what we've never seen. And so some of you may know that Samuel Gridley Howe, our founder, actually traveled to France to visit the first school for the blind that was there. I Googled it, and the first transatlantic steamboat trip began in 1838. Perkins was founded in 1829. So that means our founder had to actually sail to France to get the idea for the place we all sit today. So it's something about journeying and being brave and putting in the time that it takes to make a change. We've heard already this morning a little bit about transformation, and we've heard a little bit about this incredible class. We'll hear more about them later from our class speaker. But what I would like to speak about this morning is community. Because community is what we are all part of. Here in the Educational Leadership Program in this class, Lisa mentioned, who has shared almost every meal together since they arrived here at Perkins. The community that we have here at Perkins, and we have many different members of our community here today. I see classroom teachers, I see teaching assistants, I see members of the library staff, archives, marketing, development, finance, the innovation team. I see trustees and corporators. I see friends and family. We're all together in this Perkins community. And I can't see the many, many members of our community all around the world that are watching this live stream. Because our community, you know, over the almost 200 years that we've been working together has reached more than 97 countries. And now with the digital tools we have, for example, the CVI protocol that we've recently launched, we're reaching even more. The tools that we put online can be accessed in, I think the record now is almost 140 countries, right? Absolutely. Thank you. And that clap made me realize that I made a grave mistake in failing to acknowledge the students that are here today, who are the beating heart of our community. So thank you for being with us today. So I want to talk about this big, beautiful community that we're part of just briefly, because I know you want to focus on these guys. I think there's three things that we need to acknowledge when we talk about what makes a community and what makes it strong. Yesterday in our team, we were talking about the literature of Latin America and the idea of magical realism. And I think you have to kind of have a little bit of magical and realistic thinking to be part of a community and to make it work. So here's three ideas that come from the tradition of magical realism that very much apply to communities. The first is luck. There are a million tiny decisions that we each and our families and friends had to make to bring us together today at this very moment. We're so lucky to be together. We're so lucky to be here at Perkins and to be part of this community. And I think we should always remember to be grateful for the millions of tiny miracles that had to happen to bring us each to this moment today and to this community. So the first is luck. The second is optimism. Each one of us is here today because we fundamentally believe in some way the world could be different and better. And that has been in Perkins' work from the very, very beginning. That's what it means sometimes to be first, to be an optimist, to believe that things could be different and things could be better. And that's why this class is sitting here today and is part of a tradition of more than 100 classes before them, because we are a community that believes in this optimistic view of the world, even when it's difficult. Even when almost everything around us tells us that nothing could ever change and it must always be like this, in our hearts, we know that's wrong. In our hearts, we're optimists. And that is part of our community, and I believe it's part of any community because communities are not easy. We must believe that things will continue to be better and things could change. So a little luck, a little optimism. And the third, I do believe, is transformation. Now, I hope everyone at Perkins knows our very, very famous Perkins teacher and student, Anne Sullivan. I'm glad. Anne Sullivan around the world has been called a miracle worker. And I like to remind my team and remind ourselves that she's not called a miracle maker, because you don't just make miracles. You got to work for them. And that's what we do at Perkins. That's the kind of transformation that we take on each and every day as students, as teachers, whatever our role. The members of our team that make this campus beautiful, that keep our paths clear, that make sure there's food for us to eat and paper in the copy machines. All of these roles are part of this work, the work that eventually makes miracles. So transformation is something that we do have to work for. And I think today we're standing here because there's many moments in life that we as humans celebrate transformation. We celebrate change. Change can be frightening. It can be difficult. It can be painful. I'm sure you all have had a moment or two in the last 9 months that was not easy. And yet here you are today, transformed. And as Daniela mentioned, you're part of a long tradition now, more than 100 classes who will go forth from this place to transform the world. So with a little luck and a little optimism and a little work to make our community and our world and ourselves better, I think we might be able to keep up with these guys. That's our challenge and our opportunity. I really want to say congratulations to the class of 2025. And thank you all for everything you do every day as part of the Perkins community. Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to do a little bit of presentation. We're going to be presenting the diplomas, and my colleague Samantha is going to help us with that. And then after the diplomas, we're going to have the presentation of some special pins. So the alumni of this program are presented with a special pin, and that will be done by alumni that are with us to the graduating class. So we'll begin with the presentation of diplomas. Are you guys ready? Okay. From Croatia, Ana Kraljic. From Mexico, Andrea Jimenez Preciado. Oh, sorry. From India, Brinda Ajit. So we had this idea, which is new this year, of having our alumni do the pinning. But we're doing a great job so far. From Bhutan, Shencho Dem. From Kenya, Jared Orinda Rakiro. From the Philippines, Joyce Ann Villafana. From Costa Rica, Marcela Brenes Camacho. From India, Rukaiya Sabuala. From Iran, Dr. Saheb Yousefi. And finally, from Argentina, Tatiana Antonella Ravazzani. Congratulations to all the graduates. I think we can do better than that. Congratulations to all the graduates. And now I'd like to welcome Lisa Jacobs to announce this year's Marianne Riggio Scholar. Lisa.
So our beloved Marianne Riggio, who is in the audience today, we're so happy to have her with us. When she retired, we started a Marianne Riggio Scholarship. And this is the second one. And this year, our community lost someone very, very special to us in Uganda. Scovia Nansua passed away unexpectedly, leaving 4 young children and a husband. And we all mourn her loss. And a way to celebrate her is to be able to give her the Marianne Riggio Scholarship. So a plaque is being made and being put into the ELP headquarters. We will share this video with her husband, Andrew, who could not be here, and also send him a certificate of our appreciation for sharing Scovia with us during the time when she was an ELP in 2018. She was known for her fun-loving nature, a commitment to really creating quality services for children and young adults with visual impairments in Uganda. And her work will be felt for many, many, many years throughout the country of Uganda. So I will send this to Andrew, and thank you for keeping her and her family in your thoughts. And now I'd like to introduce our class speaker, the person who was voted by the rest of her classmates to be the speaker and share some thoughts with all of you. Ana Kralik from Croatia.
Good morning to everyone here and to our families, friends joining us online. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. My name is Ana Kraljic. I'm from Croatia, and I'm proud to speak on behalf of the ELP class of 2025. 10 extraordinary professionals, leaders, and friends. Thank you for being with us to celebrate these 9 life-changing months. Last week, we reflected on our journey, and one sentence stayed with me. Some of the most beautiful chapters in our lives won't have a title until much later. Still, I'll try to share a few thoughts today. With the belief that every child can learn, the Educational Leadership Program has trained educators for over 100 years to support children with multiple disabilities to find their place in the world. This year, we were the lucky ones. We came from Argentina, Bhutan, Costa Rica, India, Iran, Kenya, Mexico, the Philippines, and Croatia, with different languages, cultures, and dreams. But we all arrived with open hearts and minds, ready to learn, ready to grow, and ready to work for change. I feel confident saying that each of us found what we were looking for, because Perkins is a place of generosity, sharing, and connection. Here we witness the power of teamwork and the importance of partnerships with families when placing the child at the center. Communication is the cornerstone. Accessible information leads to meaningful instruction. It is never too early to prepare for adulthood. Every child can self-advocate. Change happens when we amplify the power of individuals. We packed all of this into our toolkit, which is now heavier than all our luggage combined, and believe me, it's heavy. And we are ready to lead change for students and families in our countries. So today we want to thank everyone who made this possible. To Dave Power, Katie Holland, and Ed Bosso, thank you for sharing your leadership and life wisdom and for showing us how to share our stories with purpose. To Perkins International, regional directors, and Daniela Gizara, thank you for supporting us and giving us the opportunity to be here. To our Shark Tank coaches, thank you for your time, advice, and belief in our dreams. To the donors, thank you for supporting our work and making our participation in this program possible. To all teachers, trainers, professors, and volunteers, both at ELP headquarters and Boston College, thank you for sharing your expertise and time. To all schools and programs outside of Perkins, thank you for welcoming us and showing us how strong ideas can work in different settings. The most powerful learning came from experience. Thank you to all the programs where we saw the magic of Perkins: infant and toddler, preschool, lower school, secondary school, deaf-blind program, assistive device center, cottages. Thank you to all the teachers, staff, and volunteers for showing us that it's not just about knowledge, strategies, or resources. It is trusting relationship and respectful communication that open the door of learning. The biggest thank you goes to our greatest teachers, our students. Thank you for sharing your days with us and for teaching us the most valuable lessons. To the ELP team, Dina Fiore, Lisa Jacobs, and Samantha Ely. Dina, thank you for always thinking of us and making sure we had everything we needed. Lisa and Samantha, thank you for your love, belief in us, for helping us think big, and for being wonderful models of what true leadership looks like. The best leaders grow other leaders, and I believe you've done just that. To our families, friends, schools, and communities at home, thank you for your support and for stepping in while we were away. Without you, we wouldn't be here. My dear fellow ELPs, Andrea, Brinda, Sencho, Jared, Joyce, Marcela, Rukaya, Saheb, and Tatiana, thank you for this incredible journey. My biggest fear before coming here was, how am I going to live with 9 strangers from all over the world? But being here with you, my biggest fear became my biggest joy. Living with you, sharing our cultures, food, stories, hopes, and dreams was a game changer. With you, everything was so easy. We created unforgettable memories. Cherish them in your hearts. I know we are all going home with wider hearts and minds. Let me end by sharing a few lessons we received to guide us in the journey ahead. Never give up on yourself or others. Speak up, stand up, make connections. People don't need someone to correct them. They need models and kind leadership. Be generous and share. Be grateful. Don't forget that you have a worldwide family and network of support. And remember Anne Sullivan, a teacher who stepped out of her comfort zone, embraced uncertainty, and wrote one of the most beautiful stories of a teacher and a student. We can all be that teacher, the one who impacts one student, makes one meaningful change, and writes one powerful story at a time. Congratulations, graduates. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anna, for speaking on behalf of your colleagues and for inspiring us all with your beautiful words. As you said, there is no question. Being part of this program is one of the biggest joys of our lives. Dear Perkins community, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for supporting this class while on campus, and thank you for your best wishes as these leaders return back to their home countries. Our ceremony is coming to an end, and our secondary students will close with a beautiful post-salute. But before we conclude, please join me and one more time congratulate this remarkable educational leadership program class of 2025.